everyone, Zero JD here with the X-Play Fans channel. I'm very excited to do a quick taste of State of Decay 2 for you all. I'm going to try to keep this short. I'm very enthusiastic about this game. But I'll try to do my best. If you haven't played the first State of Decay, this is a sort of a survival community management kind of game in the zombie apocalypse, where you collect a group of survivors and try to manage and stay alive while you are dealing with what's essentially the end of the world in Zambambos. There are a variety of zombies going from normal walkers, crawlers, to stuff that are ferals that'll sprint after you, giant juggernaut creatures that can destroy cars, exploding bloaters that release poison gas, to screamers, which essentially will call in other zombies to them. And then now we have something that's different from the original game, blood zombie or blood plague zombies, which will actually spread a blood plague, which adds a more of a time component to getting infected. As you can see on my left of my screen here, she actually has a small bit of the plague. As long as that thing does not fill up, we're not going over that way because that's a juggernaut. As long as that bar does not fill up, my character is fine from the blood plague. Anyways, so the basic things you do in this game is you actually at the beginning pick from 3 different maps, and you go and you have to survive, scavenge, clear out zombies, provide for your community, arm them, and just generally take care of them as you would if you were really in the apocalypse. Which is really interesting about this game is, let's say you need to collect food for your community or ammo. It's not some kind of randomly generated thing where it's like, oh hey, maybe this random house will have food and ammo. No, go to the Pizza Hut or the Pizza Hut parlor, not Pizza Hut, Pizza Parlor. There will be food there. You go to, let's say, like a police station or a gun shop, there'll be ammo and weapons there. It uses real life logic in these kinds of situations. But that's just very basic things of the game. Survive, provide for your community, and generally just don't be turned into a zombie. You also have to deal with other factions. You have to deal with zombie hordes roaming around, plague hearts, which make these blood plague zombies, and just general chaos and like permadeath for your characters and all this great stuff. I know I'm very enthusiastic about this game, but I'll try to break it down and be a little calmer about it. So from the beginning, you essentially pick either a pair of characters who you will start with, and then you meet 2 more characters in a sort of tutorial area, and you go move on to an area that you pick. I have picked the valley. There's a plateau, and there are foothills. I picked the valley because it's colorful. But after you get settled there in your area, you pick a homestead, and then you are let loose into this world where you will scavenge and fight to stay alive. So I'm going to show some of that off to you.
Hello,
and
really need some help
see what I can tell you in this short amount of time that I don't want to keep you forever. Of course, randomly little side quests will pop up, and you will pick if you want to go help them or ignore them and continue out your own day. So we have a trailer park right over here. We're going to run over to it and try to dig out some goodies. As you can see, my character has I have a second character with me who's kind of a backup person, and he's kind of holding his own. He's actually one of the starting characters I had. So that was actually I think a bloater, and that was a whole bunch of poison gas he just released. So we're gonna stay away from them. So like most zombie games, zombies are attracted to sound and movement. You can kind of sneak around and sneak up behind them and stealth kill them. If you look at my mini map over there, if you see me, like when I move around, I have a little pulsating circle around me. That's how much sound I'm generating. Searching generates sound. If you rush to search, you'll actually make more sound and attract more zombies if you kind of mess it up.
Well, that ain't happening.
So in here I have some stuff I can collect using for crafting and essentially just selling. You don't get money, you get influence, which you use to expand your base, trade with other people, and essentially like later on you can call in fun stuff like mortar strikes and stuff like that. So like if I wanted to, I could be like, hey, spend 150 influence, I could cure my 2 status ailments over here, which would give me more health and more stamina. So I was talking about the permadeath earlier, and the thing about that is characters level up, and they have stats. Let me kill this guy. I'm going to show you that stat page real quick. So I'm going to hit this, and this is one of my best characters. And as you can see, she has some issues, but down here she has like stats of like, oh, more stamina, more carrying weight, better like in fighting, better in shooting. So I could take her out more and more and like level her up more and more, but I risk losing her. I also risk putting characters that I don't use in a funk. So if I have to switch to them, they aren't the best. So far I haven't run into anything really good that I need any of these boxes.
Could use an extra hand over here.
It is a little annoying that you do get a lot of these calls for help and very often, and they kind of get pissy if you don't help them. He's fine over there. The tooltips are fairly helpful. They pop up almost every single time. So I finally got weapon remains. So that means I can go back and yes, there's crafting. You can make explosives. You can make weapon silencers, which will mean like when you shoot a gun, it won't have as much noise around it. Of course, guns are pretty great. Ammo is limited. But almost every single thing you do is tied to a skill. And like I was saying before, if you lose someone, all those amazing skills are gone. So actually right there, my weapon just broke. And one of my skills
Hello there.
actually allowed me to use that weapon longer than it normally would have been used. So it's all this wrapped around, like it's the zombie survival kind of thing wrapped around a very dense core of management. Let me run to a little tiny happy corner, which is going to be on top of this thing right here. So I'm going to bring up my map. And this is my base right now. I could move to another one if I wanted to. I'm happy here. So all this stuff has uses. So up on this top corner, I actually have a infirmary. So in this infirmary, I can stabilize the blood plague to make it slow down at a cost of using medicine at a fixed rate. I can craft like healing items and stuff like that. I usually don't, mostly because I can find it fairly easily. Even though we're away, you can easily just check everything that's happened over there. So you can also like use little perks and stuff like that. In the bottom right corner, it shows what's required. I will make a video later on exactly what everything means and all that kind of stuff. I have a workshop, like I said before. Like, oh hey, I could craft stuff with that. If I didn't have that workshop, I couldn't craft any of these items at all. So I'm now upgrading it so I can make toolkits, suppressors, and Molotovs. Toolkits will allow me to repair cars. So beds, everyone's got to sleep. So that's self-explanatory. Command center, it allows you to have more outposts, which outposts actually allow you to generate resources at a fixed income, because the devs have said you could actually go and loot out this entire place. This guy's got a helmet on, so he's gonna need some help. And boom. All right, I got you, boy. Storage. Areas have limits to how much you can store in them. So we're gonna also upgrade that so I can actually store more stuff, which will be nice. Actually, we might cancel that since I am planning on moving soon. Kitchen, essentially, hey, cook. I have a watchtower that makes guarding my home easier, because zombies wander around. They're going to come for you. And then I have 2 parking spots where like, oh, hey, park your cars. Vehicles are useful. They, however, do have gas. But so I was mentioning earlier, the main part of here is collecting resources. That's a blood zombie right over there. You can tell by the red eyes. The main part of it is collecting the resources, which come in rucksacks, which you can only carry 1 of on your back. So right now, the max I could carry is 2. But if I could find a car... Perfect. Oh, it's broken. If I could find a car, I could stuff into the back, the trunk of it, and expand my inventory that way. That actually was not in the original State of Decay and was patched in. But at the core of this game, it's a whole bunch of improvements in the original game. Yes, there are bugs, there are freakouts, but it's nothing to ruin my experience. Your results may vary on how you feel, but I am very much enjoying this game. The mission structure, there's no real, like, insanely set mission structure. Most of your things will be coming from these little goals. And then you'll have little stuff, like, your primary goal is like, hey, get your influence high enough to build this. Hey, you need to do such and such to improve your standing to become a leader. When you promote one of your characters a leader, they actually have a big bonus that is shared, which is pretty great. And then we have, where did it go? This is your community. You can actually see when people are hurt, it shows over their head and like what's happening. I would love it if you could actually see their health from right here and have quick access. Like if they're in your base, I would love it so if you could have access to like what's in their inventory. And of course, they all have traits. They're either good or bad. Some of them don't actually do anything, like idyllic childhood. It took me a long time to realize folks didn't have it good as I did. Some of these are actually pretty funny. Some of them like traumatic flashbacks of when the outbreak started. Hey, 7 less morale. As you can see up here, this character actually has these what's it called? Poor statuses on them. The way I can fix those, if I let her go rest of the infirmary and I had the correct thing to actually fix it. Fatigue, essentially, I'll have to switch off of her. So I'll probably go pick up that car and head back to my base. You're probably wondering what that giant smoke cloud is. That is a plague heart. I, right now, do not have the means to destroy it, so we're going to go around it and try to grab that vehicle quickly, which is right next to the plague heart. Awesome. But it's got a very dense core of community management kind of stuff where, like, during the days, you have to run around, collect stuff. At night, it is dark at night. It took me I actually did not want to record when it was night because that would just be a video of blackness. But if you like what you see, it's mostly this. Yes, it's repetitive. There are issues with that. You will be mostly collecting stuff, running errands, and repairing broken weapons and that kind of stuff. But if you're kind of into that management thing, you're kind of into the, oh, hey, I have to do this to survive kind of thing, I would highly recommend this game. It's $30. You can get it for free if you own the Game Pass. I'll play a little bit more, keep talking for you guys, but over there, that is technically a small horde, so I gotta, if I destroy them, I'll get influence, and like I said before, influence is essentially money. But we're gonna ignore them. We might be able to take them out with a truck over here. Different vehicles have different sizes of inventory in the trunk. I think, yeah, you can, of course, drive around and hold open the door to bop zombies. So, when you settle in a community, your area is, in the area, your living space is not set. You can actually switch to different areas that have different perks and stuff like that. So we're gonna hop in here and take off. Your NPC buddy will kind of hop in. I've actually never had anyone in a truck with me, so that's kind of
being this close to a plague heart always
is really kind of funny to see them just kind of jump in the back and be like, hey, let's get out of here. So that's a little field hospital over there that I've actually claimed as a safe spot. So we're gonna.
Gas is on the right, yo.
No, that's. I was close. It's right over here. It's actually an ammo spot. So stuff like these. Let's call them resources can actually be broken down and turned into other things. I could break down these. Let's think of them as like health boxes and ammo boxes, which you can actually break down and turn into other things. So yeah, this is essentially how dark it would be. So there's a pistol, I forgot. But yeah, I didn't. This is how dark you can be in the game because it's dark. There's no power. And of course, this is your locker.
So I made myself useful.
Pop them in there. So on the left, since my status is has a high morale right now, they're doing stuff. They're going out and they're getting stuff done. They're building bombs, which sounds kind of bad, but they're out there getting stuff done. So since her weapon's broken, I can now, like, since I have a what's it called, a workshop, I can actually go and repair my stuff. So I'm gonna repair that. And this is actually a really good weapon, so I'm gonna equip it, and now I have it back. But since I have this outpost, it will during the day, it will give me +1 to my ammo resource over there, which is used to defend my base and all that kind of fun stuff. And normally in games like this, I'm hesitant to upgrade my areas that I live in because I always know I'm moving. But for now, I've been settled in this one area, and I'm kind of like, hey, I need the Molotovs. I don't know how much will transfer over to my other base for upgrades. but I need them now. So I'm the guy who in World of Warcraft will never enchant anything until it's super end game and then wait for the DLCs to drop because I'll probably get something better. But once again, this is State of Decay 2. I'm very much digging this. Bugginess aside, it's a $30 game title. Would 100% recommend it. If you want to try it out, pick it up on Game Pass. It's going to stay there since it is a Microsoft title. It was available day one. It's going to stay there forever. I'm going to end this video before I keep rambling on. There is so much densely packed in this video. I just didn't want to overwhelm you guys. But this is your survival zombie game that I think we've been wanting. Or at least I've been wanting since State of Decay 1.
At times like this, the future isn't as scary as it used to be.
So something happened. Someone apparently must have gotten hurt. But hey, I had the medical supplies to cover them. Anyways, I am ZeroJD. This is the XBlade Fans channel. This was State of Decay 2. They are pissed off because we don't have enough pizzas, apparently. I will go and get some. Have a nice day. Thank you so much for joining me, and check out our other videos.